So, I'm guessing if the algorithm served you this video, it's probably because at some point in time you have done some research on how to become a real estate agent or a realtor. Because yes, there is a difference. Or you may have even jumped the gun and already become a licensed real estate agent or realtor. And now you're probably wondering what's next. And if that's you, don't worry, you're in the right place. Just keep on watching and I'm gonna tell you the best way, the fast way, the cheapest way to get clients and get deals and ultimately to start making money as a new licensed real estate agent or realtor. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tyann, but by the end of this video, we're gonna be cool like that, so you could call me Taj. And if you're new here and don't know, I am a licensed realtor here in the state of South Carolina, and I have been for almost 2 years now. And throughout those almost 2 years, I've learned some tips and tricks along the way that I wish someone would have told me when I first got into real estate. But don't worry, you're ahead of the game, and I'm about to put you up on game, okay? So for the sake of time, I'm only going to be talking about 2 ways that I personally have been able to make more money, aka get more deals, aka get more clients as a new realtor. Don't get me wrong, there may be plenty of other ways to get clients and close deals. However, I'm only going to be talking about the 2 that I know personally worked for me. The first way that I know for sure works as far as being a new licensed realtor or real estate agent and trying to find clients and find deals as fast as you can is going to be to join a team. Now, I know some realtors are going to preach that you absolutely need to join a team as a new agent or a new realtor. I am one of those agents. I know some people are completely against it because realistically, it doesn't cost you money up front out of your pocket, but it does take some money out of your pocket. Let me explain. So if you have already got your license and you have already picked your brokerage to hang your license with, you are not gonna know what to do. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but real estate school does not prepare you to be a practicing agent out in these real estate streets. I'm sorry. From my personal experience, real estate school teaches you all of the laws and all of the rules and all of the contracts and all of the documents to cover yourself as an agent and your brokerage, essentially to make sure that nobody gets sued. So in my personal opinion, real estate school teaches you how not to get sued. That's it. They don't teach you how to actually navigate these transactions, okay? Real estate is one of those careers where you are just going to have to learn on the job because every single transaction is going to be different. Every single transaction may have something new come up that you've never experienced. So the best way to kind of get guidance and essentially get a mentor without having to pay for a mentor would be to join a team. Now, when deciding what team to join, that is where your intuition, your discernment, and just your judgment is really going to come into play because you don't want to join a team that's not necessarily producing. One of the main things you want to make sure if you decide to go the team route is to make sure that that team provides leads. Now, let me make this clear. Just because your team leader or your team provides you with leads, that does not automatically mean that you are going to be rolling in dough and you is going to be cruising to the closing table with all of those leads. Some of those leads will not be quality. That just is what it is. And what I mean by that is depending on where your team is getting those lead sources from, whether they're paying for them, whether they're generated, organically because your team leader has built a really good business, however they may come, everybody's not going to be qualified to purchase a home. That's just is what it is right there. Everybody's not going to be looking to purchase a home right now. But guess what? Your bills are still due on the 1st, right? So you're trying to make sure that you get clients that are trying to close as soon as possible. That does not mean that you ignore those clients that are 6, 9, maybe 12 months down the line. You still nurture those leads because eventually they'll be ready to close. And in 12 months, your rent's still going to be due. And that person that reached out today but it ain't closing until 12 months, it's going to pay your rent 12 months from now. So you need to be operating under the notion that all of your clients are kind of essentially delayed gratification. But like I said, your bills are due now. So you need to make sure that those leads that come through that are quality, that are looking, that are ready, willing, and able to buy right now, you want to give them your full attention. And you want to make sure that when you get that lead, you're deciding who's quality, who's not, who needs more time, and you just want to make sure you have a really good system in play in the back end of your business to kind of sort those leads where they go, so that you're putting what would be called your hot leads. Those are the people looking to buy in 1 to 3 months. You're nurturing them more often. You're touching bases with them. You're emailing them. You're calling them more often than the people that are looking to buy, let's say 12 months down the line. Those are like your cold leads. So you may only want to touch bases with them every other month, etc., etc. So being on a team can definitely help boost your real estate career. Your team leader essentially is going to want you to produce and to perform well, because the more money you make, the more money they make. And that brings me to kind of what I was talking about earlier about it taking some coins out of your pocket on the back end. So when you have a team, you are going to have a split, but that split is usually in addition to whatever your brokerage split is going to be. And if you don't understand what I mean by splits, I can definitely do a completely separate real estate video on kind of how splits work and how to explain. Now, let me be clear. Every brokerage, every team does not have a blanket split. It is going to vary from brokerage, from team, for state. Everything is going to be different. But I can generically walk you through how splits are necessarily done so you can get an idea, and I'm putting that in quotes because don't count those commission checks until they close, but get an idea of how much you could be making percentage-wise and how much you could be keeping in your pocket. But that brings me to say, let's say I have an 80-20 split with my brokerage, meaning I get to keep 80% of my commission, and every time I close a deal, I have to pay my brokerage, which is the company, 20%. Sounds good, right? But that 80-20 split is not really going to come with all of the stuff and the information and the resources and the attention that I need as a new agent, because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. And essentially, if you ain't paying for much, you ain't getting much. And I have learned that in the time that I've been in real estate. So write that down and highlight it. But now, let's say I decide to join a team. Now, my team leader can have a 70-30 split, which means that in addition to the 80-20 that I'm already splitting with my brokerage, we're going to add another 10%. So now I'm only keeping 70% of every deal I close. And 10% of the 30 I'm giving away is going towards my team leader, and 20% is going towards my brokerage. So essentially, I'm giving away 30% of my profits off rip before I even see a dime. However, like I said, it's one of those things where you really just have to weigh your pros and cons, because yes, you're giving away more of your money on the back end, but what you're getting, like I said, is essentially a mentor that you didn't have to pay for. Because when things arise during those transactions that you don't know how to handle, and let me be clear, things will arise in that transaction that you don't know how to handle because you're brand new. You don't know what you don't know. You will have somebody to call in the middle of you typing up an offer. You'll have somebody to text like, hey, can we hop on a call real quick? I have a question before I send this out. You'll have more of a direct contact. Now, don't get me wrong. Your broker in charge that's over your entire brokerage should be relatively available to you at all times. However, sometimes running a brokerage can be a little hectic, especially if your broker in charge is still actively selling their own deals and have their own clients. A lot of brokers go on to like do motivational speaking and speaking engagements and all of that things. So your broker may be busy and may not be able to answer that call or that text at 7 p.m. when you're trying to send an offer. But you know who will? That team leader, because that team leader wants you to close that deal. Because why? They want that 10%. Okay? And that's just that on that. Now, let's be clear. The fastest way to do all this, you could pay for leads, but if you're a brand new agent, chances are after paying for your pre-licensing course, your textbook materials, your post-licensing course, your exam, your brokerage fees, your NAR, aka National Association of Realtor fees, if you decide to become a realtor, you are already at least $1,000 in the hole. The last thing you want to turn around and do is now dish out money monthly for leads that are essentially just names and phone numbers. Those phone numbers may not work. They may be on the do not call registry, which means you can get in trouble for trying to solicit business. Or they could just not be quality leads. Like I was saying, maybe their credit isn't where it needs to be, or maybe they're not even looking to buy anymore, or maybe they've already bought. There are so many things to factor in when you pay for leads that me personally, I did not find it necessary in the beginning of my business. Now, if you got it, ball out. It ain't tricking if you got it. So if you got it, you spend it. But as a new agent, I didn't have it. I was in this business to help people and to make money, to spend as little of it as possible. And that's why I'm here telling y'all how to do it for free. The second way that you can drum up more business, get more clients, and close more deals. And this is the most important one to me, and I think it will be for you, because I never hear anyone on YouTube or anyone on any other social media platform talking about it, and I don't know why, is to become an assistant. And when I say that, I mean you become a realtor's assistant, but a licensed one. Now, if you are already a part of my tribe, then you already know a few months back, I took a position as a realtor's assistant. So yes, I am still a full-time licensed realtor. I still am a member of NAR, which means I am a realtor and not just a real estate agent. However, I am now directly working with another realtor. Now, I would say, when looking to become an assistant, if you already know what brokerage or what office you want to hang your real estate license in, you need to do your homework. Who are the top producers in that office? And do they have help? Because chances are, if they're a top producer, they need help to continue being a top producer. So my number one piece of advice would be go around the office and see if anyone would like an assistant. Now, how do you get paid as an assistant? There are two ways. You can either decide to be on salary, and that is between you and essentially your team leader or boss. In this scenario, they will pay you a salary, so you will get a paycheck. Essentially, you'll have like a 9 to 5, and then you can decide to work it out with your boss if you can still, close your own deals or how that would work. Or you can be on a commission pay structure, which means every time you and your boss, because you now are essentially a team, every time you guys close a deal, you get a percentage of your boss's commission. Now, whatever rate that you feel you deserve, that is up to you and your boss to negotiate. But I have found, since becoming a realtor's assistant a few months ago, I should have done this from the very start, because it's just like having a team leader. However, in my opinion, it's a little bit better because it's a little more personal. Real estate teams can vary in size from 2 people to 10 people. So if you're just on a real estate team and it has 10 people, you're not necessarily getting that one-on-one mentoring coaching that I was talking about. But when you're an agent's assistant, you are their right hand, which means it is imperative to their business that you know what you're doing, because you are an extension of them. So they are going to want to train you and teach you and coach you and mentor you thoroughly, because it is a direct reflection on their business, their reputation, and essentially how much money they make. So they are going to want you to be on top of your game, because when you're on top of your game, it essentially means they're on top of their game. And if they're making more money because they're on top of their game, that means you're making more money. So it's kind of like a give and take relationship. And since I have been a realtor's assistant, full transparency, I have closed way more deals than I did when I was just on a regular team. However, I wasn't on a team for very long, but my first year in real estate, I closed 3 deals, which is amazing. A lot of agents realistically do not close anything in their first deal. So that was amazing. However, I have been a realtor's assistant for about 4 months now, and we've closed almost 7 deals. So as you can see, there's definitely a difference in volume and as well as how much I'm making. Granted, is it a pay cut than being on a regular team or being a licensed agent all on your own? Absolutely, because like I said, you're either getting paid on salary or you're getting a portion of your boss's commission. So you're not getting the full commission you would have got if you were just out practicing real estate by yourself. But in my opinion, you are getting paid to have a mentor. And by being an assistant, you are genuinely getting a mentor. You will have direct contact with your boss, or at least you should, all hours of the night. They will walk you through everything because, like I said, if you screw up, that reflects poorly on your boss's business and reputation, and they don't want that. So they're going to be extremely forthcoming with knowledge, resources, and information that you would have had to find out all on your own had you been practicing real estate all on your own. So in my opinion, try to become a realtor's assistant before you do anything else. Once you have your license and you have selected your brokerage, find somebody to be their assistant. Chances are they can use the help and you can use the experience. You wash their back, they wash yours. They make money, you make money. It's just that simple. And I honestly feel like that is the fastest, easiest, cheapest way to propel your real estate career. Now, some people may argue it's not cheap if I'm not getting all of my commission. But how much would you have had to pay for mentorship? I know some realtors that charge $300, $400, even $500 for just an hour of their time to pick their brain and kind of get this same information out of them. And don't get me started on mentorship programs where you're paying monthly for a mentor that is probably mentoring other people as well. So you would be spending money to get the same knowledge and information with a lot less direct attention because your mentor would have other mentees to deal with. When you're a realtor's assistant, it's all about you and your boss building that trust and relationship and sharing that knowledge and experience. And those are the two fastest, cheapest, essentially free ways to get more clients and close more deals as a licensed real estate agent or realtor. If this video was helpful, then I'm pretty sure that my new agent gems playlist here on YouTube that I'm gonna link right now is also going to be helpful. You're already doing the hard work. You're doing the research and trying to figure out how you can be a successful agent in this business. And that is the type of determination you need. So go ahead and binge watch those other videos and see what other gems that I'm dropping. And if you like the vibes here, you know where to find me. And until then, I will see you, because you're gonna come back and you're gonna get more of these real estate gems. But I will see you in my next video. Peace and welcome to the tribe. Bye guys.